about the football program and what he's doing here at Sandalwood. What are some things you're going to be doing differently this year to improve from last year?
You know what? We've tried to stay consistent, in my opinion, over about the last 7 or 8 years. Our offense has stayed the same. Our defense has stayed the same. You just get some different kids, and you get some different aged kids, and obviously that usually determines how good you are during the season. Your schedule changes. So last year we played with a bunch of babies, against some pretty good competition, but those babies have grown into grown men now. So I'm anxious to kind of get the season underway.
What is your goal for the upcoming season?
Our goal is obviously to go back to the playoffs. I think we've been there 6 out of the last 7 years. Didn't make it last year, but it probably wasn't a realistic goal going into last year, just because of having so many seniors the year before and so many kids that hadn't played football at all really at the varsity level. It was just, there were days where I was like, man, I hope we can score this year. And, but you know what? We ended up winning our last 5 games, and it really carried over through winter and through spring, obviously, and now we're just kind of trying to push through summer and get ready for the fall.
What do your summer workouts consist of?
We go hard 3 days a week. We go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. On those 3 days, we put about 3 to 3.5 hours in, and it works out well for us. We used to go 4, and I think we just kind of work the kids a little bit too hard. But we go hard for we go real hard for 3 days a week, and give them always the weekends off, and I think it's worked out well.
What would you say would be your main expectation from the players?
My only expectation from those guys is that they're here every day. They listen, they work hard, and you know what? That's kind of, you can kind of know and gauge going into a season based on kind of their performance through summer. Their effort that they're given, and I'm gonna have to give them an A+ right now for effort. And it doesn't always relate to wins always during the season, but if deserve has anything to do with it, they're gonna have a good season.
Would you say that you know what your strengths and weaknesses are going into this season?
Definitely. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like I said, we try to stay consistent with everything that we do, from the offense, defense, and ending last season the way we did with those young kids, kind of being able to stay with them all winter, all spring. The amount of work that they put in this summer, we know where we're strong, where we're weak, and I really don't feel like we have very many weaknesses going into the season.
Would you say, so who are some of the college recruits that you have?
Probably for 2019, this upcoming class, we've got Antonio Kaley that's already got some offers. In fact, he's committed to Virginia. My money's actually in my 2020 and 2021 class. Probably in the 2020 class, there's probably as many as 8 FBS level players, which those are the rising juniors, and those are the cats that are still real hungry. So that usually when it's your junior class, it's really strong. We've got some really good seniors coming back. They may not have FBS offers or Division I offers at this point, but they're still hungry. And I got that junior class that's really talented, kind of pushing that through. So these next 2 years should be pretty interesting.
What are you doing to prepare those upcoming college athletes for college football?
We always stay on top of their grades. I mean, usually we kind of gauge a kid when they're coming into the program. What level is he at? Does he have a shot to play at that next level? When we determine a kid is an FBS player or Division I or any level for that matter, we make sure from day one that they're in the right classes. They're taking the ACTs, SATs early and often. They're taking summer school classes. So if they'd like to graduate early, that's always an option as well.
Thank you.
Cool.